You're my everything. From you, your son shall bring peace, love, and harmony. Yahweh, you're my everything. Yahweh, you're my everything. From you, your son shall bring peace, love, and harmony. Yahweh, you're my everything.
Well, shalom and happy feast of weeks 6026 here on the Nation of Yahweh video teleconference line. I'm so happy to be here tonight. And I also have a guest on with me tonight. Do I have Levon Yisrael Ben Yahweh with me?
Yes, sir, you surely do.
Well, praise Yahweh. Well, brother,
Praise
we're
Yahweh.
going to have a good time tonight. We got a whole bunch of tricks and treats, but not like how they say trick or treat. But we're gonna have a good time tonight.
Yes,
Indeed.
sir. Yes, sir.
We just have some a little technical difficulties, but hey, we're gonna work them all out, and we're gonna have a great time. All right. So before we get into let's just get a family rundown of the show. First, we're going to have a prayer. We're going to open up with a prayer. Right after the prayer, we're going to have a welcome. And right after the welcome, we are going to have a edification for our teaching priest. And we're going to have a message from our teaching priest tonight. And Brother Lud is going to embrace us with his grace and his presence tonight. And then right after that, we're gonna have a message from the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the master teacher. And we're gonna have some words after that, and we're gonna get into that part of the program, Brother Levon, where everybody get to participate.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna get right into it. So with no further ado, Brother Levon, can you do the honors for us, sir?
Yes, sir. I surely will. Let us all stand and face the east for prayer. And let us raise our hands as we pray. O Yahweh, God of our salvation, save us, gather us together, and deliver us from this heathen, so that we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praises. Blessed be the holy name of Yahweh in Israel forever. O Yahweh, let them be confounded that persecute us, but let not us be confounded. Let our enemies be dismayed, but let not us be dismayed. Bring upon our enemies the day of evil and destroy them with double destruction. O Yahweh, forgive our fathers for breaking your laws, and please forgive us for breaking your laws. Help us to never bring shame against thy great name, nor reproach against thy works. For surely we have turned ourselves unto thee, O Yahweh, trying to be upright. And as we confess our faults, please grant us protection against all of our faults, cleanse us of our secret faults, and guide us into the best of morals. For surely our prayers and our sacrifices, our lives and our death, are all for thee, O Yahweh. Tefillah, Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikar De Shemeaka, Tavo Makuteaka, Yea Se Rezanka, Kiva Shemayim came by Aretz, Et Lekum Kukenu, Tain Ladu Hayom, Uslak Ladu, All Kateenu, Kimo Shasol King, Gamadaknu, Lako Tam Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Ladeni Sayon, King Kalsenu, Min Hara, Telaka, Amamlaha, Veha Givara, Veha Tiferet, Leolame, Olamin Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us, so that everything that has breath, praise Yahweh.
Shalom, family. My name is Ziba Israel, and I would like to welcome you to our annual Feast of Weeks, 6026, in the year of our Lord and Savior, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, Beit Nun Sofit, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh. First and foremost, we thank and praise Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh for all those who have chimed in from our various platforms this evening. The Feast of Weeks is the second of three great festivals historically held by the nation of Yahweh annually and often treated as the conclusion of the cycle that began at Passover. It was celebrated after the fall of the temple to commemorate the giving of the laws of Yahweh. Other names by which this festival is known are Feast of Harvest, Day of First Fruit, Assembly, and Pentecost. Feast of Weeks was basically a harvest festival, and throughout biblical history, it's maintained its original character through this respect. Exodus 23:16 states, and the Feast of Harvest, the first fruit of thy labors, which thou hast shown in the field, and the Feast of Ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. This designates it as the Feast of Harvest, and this is probably its oldest title. The term weeks, while used as a title for the special festival day on which the first fruits of the harvest were presented to the Lord, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, Beit Nun Sofit, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, actually has referenced the entire period of the grain harvest, beginning with the first cutting of barley and ending with the completion of the wheat harvest. And it's about 7 days in all. This entire period was one of special sanctity in which Israel was called to recognize Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh as the source of rain and agricultural fertility. Jeremiah 5:24. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear the Lord our God, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, that giveth rain, both the former and the latter in this season. He reserved unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. The Feast of Weeks is also known as the day of the first fruit of the harvest. The harvest is the gathering of the saints of the Most High and the 144,000 minds that shall gather with us. It is the gathering of the elect minds. Have you executed and accepted the charge given to you to be a part of the 144,000 with the missionary spirit? The harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. The Feast of Weeks must become more than words that you read or a feast that we simply attend. We must now, this day, receive the message from Yahweh ben Yahweh and make manifest this message from the eminent Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, Beit Nun Sofit, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh in our everyday lives. The harvest is executes it by us. His first fruit, we are the ones chosen to reap the harvest. The remnants, the spiritually dead, so-called Black man of America. We are looking for the worthy ones, the chosen ones, the elect ones, the peculiar ones, that diamond in the rough, that one everybody passed by and rejected. We must understand that our cargo, our harvest is precious unto the Lord, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, Beit Nun Sofit, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh. We must remember and understand that Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh has selected his people and we must harvest them. This Feast of Weeks, we will understand our mission. Unto Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, Beit Nun Sofit, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh shall be the gathering of his people. Genesis 49:10. And again, I welcome you to our Feast of Weeks. Praise Yahweh.
Well, praise Yahweh, family. I have the honor and pleasure to be present with you this evening for our Feast of Weeks, solar year 6026, And I indeed have the honor and pleasure to introduce to you tonight our teaching priest. And for me, this is truly an honor. This brother has been a steward and a servant of Yahweh for over 30 years. He took the words of Yahweh ben Yahweh seriously and did eat them. When Yahweh told us that families make up a nation, he committed his life to bringing up his children in the way of Yahweh and leading in the way of righteousness. When Yahweh told us to rescue our future, he committed his energy to providing education and training to the youth of our community by founding the Neo Jazz School of Music. When Yahweh told us there is much business in the cities of Judah, he committed his time to being a business owner with more than 30 years experience in management. When Yahweh told us to work for Yahweh, he committed his efforts. He provides his production works and services for the betterment of our nation and is the host of the Unfolding Light. Yahweh ben Yahweh is raising up kings and queens, and it is truly an honor to connect to a man who truly loves Yahweh. I call him husband. My family calls him father. Family, I present to you tonight our dear brother, Dr. Lou Yisrael, the teaching priest for this evening.
Praise Yahweh. Thank you, Sister Tamar, for that beautiful introduction. I certainly appreciate it. And I'd like to thank the Most High, Yahweh, for sending forth his Son, the most honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh, our Redeemer, our Deliverer, our Messiah, our Resurrector, the most honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh, who came to us and reached his hand into our grave of ignorance and pulled us out of that grave of stupidity and ignorance and slavery and great death that we were suffering. And he stood us up perpendicular to the square and caused knowledge and wisdom and understanding to come inside our heads, and for us to understand that we are the very genes and chromosomes of the creator of heavens and the earth, Yahweh. And then he revealed to us that indeed in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh, and the Word was Yahweh, and that Word was made flesh and came to us and delivered itself in the volume of the book. I'd like to thank the most honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh, for accepting that mission and coming to us and teaching us so that we have the occasion, the wherewithal, the mindset to even keep the Feast of Weeks. And not only just the Feast of Weeks, but the entirety of all Yahweh's law, all his high holy days, but not only the festivals and the holy days, but all of the laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments that he has brought to us, that he has delivered to us. Just as in the past, Moses delivered the law to the children of Israel, in this day, our lifetime, Yahweh sent forth his Son to deliver the law to us in the flesh as the Son of Yahweh. I just like to thank Yahweh. I like to thank the Son Yahweh, and I like to thank all of Yahweh's children for tuning in and listening to tonight's presentation. And with that, without further ado, without further ado, this is my presentation for this evening. Praise Yahweh. The covenant is with the whole reunited nation of Israel, not the Christian church. Jeremiah 31 verses 31 through 34. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the days that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts and write in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord Yahweh. For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord Yahweh. For I will forgive their iniquities, and I will remember their sins no more. Praise Yahweh. Greetings, family, and welcome to Feast of Weeks, Solar Year 6026, where we're learning how to overcome the world. Praise Yahweh. The scripture we just listened to, Jeremiah chapter 31, verses 31 through 34, is one of the most important passages of the Old Testament that you must understand to overcome the world. That's right. That scripture is one of the most important passages for you to understand in order to overcome the world. There are a lot of specifics concerning this scriptures. We're going to go through just a few. First, we must understand that the new covenant is with the whole reunited house of Israel, nation of Israel, the people of Israel. The new covenant that Yahweh made with not the Israelites that broke the covenant back in the day after we came out of Egypt, but this new covenant is for the future now. All of us Israelites who come together and reform our nation under the direction of the Messiah, the Redeemer, the most honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh. That's one of the first specifics that we need to understand about this scripture, is that the new covenant is with the nation of Israel, the whole house of the reunited, scattered all among all nations, group of people called Israel. That's who the new covenant is. Number two, the Christian church. The Christian church, although we've been taught, and it is popular to believe so, that the Christian church is part of the new covenant. Well, that's just not true. The new covenant was not with the Christian church. However, the Christian church have been grafted in to the promises of the new covenant. Now, we must understand what the word grafted means. So let's explore what grafted means. Grafted, a bud, shoot, or scion of a plant, inserted in a groove, slit, or the like, in a stem or stock of another plant in which it continues to grow. Now that we understand what grafted means, we understand that there are, number three, there are two branches in this covenant. We have the branch that is the nation of Israel, and we have the Gentiles, which is a whole separate branch other than Israel. Now, the Christian church is part of the Gentile. The Christian church is part of the Gentiles. So they're grafted in the covenant, the promise, the new covenant of Yahweh with his people, only if they submit to the will, they follow the orders, they follow the law, statute, judgments, and commandments, and they follow the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh. They have to accept him, they have to believe in him, and that they have to do according to his will to be a part of the new covenant. The Gentiles include the Christian church, and the only way they can be saved is by believing in and accepting and receiving the Christ, the true Christ, Yahweh ben Yahweh. We're not talking about somebody who walked the earth 2,000 years ago. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the man who came in the flesh as the word of Yahweh and taught us and redeemed us and resurrected us back to being the nation of Israel. That's what we're talking about. For the first fruits be holy, the lump is also holy, and if the root be holy, so are the branches. Romans 11:16. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. Colossians 1:18. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, saith the Lord Yahweh, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. Revelations 1:8. And he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. Revelations 21:6. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Revelations 22:13. So what is the meaning and the significance of the first fruits? What is the significance and what is the meaning of the first fruits? First fruits, the earliest fruit of the season, the first products or results of anything. What is the meaning and the significance of the first fruits? The first fruits represents the beginning of an act, the cause of something beginning or happening. The most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh is called the beginning because he is the efficient cause of creation. Efficient, performing or functioning in the best possible manner with the least waste of time and effort, having and using requisite knowledge, skills, and industry, competent, capable. He is called the head because he is before all things. All things were made and created by him, for him. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh, and the Word was Yahweh. And we know how the scripture goes. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh, and the Word was Yahweh. The same was in the beginning with Yahweh. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. John 1:1-3. For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. Colossians 1:16-17. And thou, Yahweh, in the beginning hast laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the works of thine hands. Hebrews 1:10. But now is Yahweh ben Yahweh risen from the dead, and become the firstfruits of them that slept. For since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. For as in Adam all die, even so in Yahweh ben Yahweh shall all be made alive. But every man in his own order, Yahweh ben Yahweh, the firstfruits, afterwards they that are Yahweh ben Yahweh at his coming. Corinthians 15:20-23. The most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh is the firstfruits of the resurrection of the spiritually dead lost sheep of the house of Israel, with believers to come later. He is the first begotten of the dead, of us that slept for literally 6,000 years. We slept. The first fruits apply to believers in general that are consecrated to Yahweh from among the rest of mankind. The only way to be consecrated to Yahweh is by entering in the door. The door to Yahweh is the most honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh. He is the first fruit of them that slept. Praise Yahweh. Yes, family, at this Feast of Weeks, Feast of Harvest, where we supposedly bringing in the fruits of our labor and becoming rich, we have to understand these are symbolic rituals that we observe to keep our minds focused on our unity, keep our minds focused on the fact that we are Yahweh's children and we are a sovereign nation. That is very important for us to keep in the forefronts of our mind, that we are a sovereign nation with our own laws, statutes, judgments, commandments, ordinance, precepts, ethics. All of these things is now. Now is the time that we deploy all of the teachings of the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh in our lives as a demonstration to the world how the children of Yahweh or the children of this planet should be to have a revolution to overturn this earth from the wicked rulership to a righteous place in this galaxy. It is our duty to be those first fruits that show forth the righteous behavior, the ethical conduct that will cause other nations to come, take a look at the nation of Israel, the nation of Yahweh, and say, that's how we want to be. So in order for them to learn of Yahweh, even the scriptures teach us that they have to come to us and learn of Yahweh. Yahweh ben Yahweh is the door for us to access our Father Yahweh. There's only one way to access Yahweh, and that's through the Son, Yahweh ben Yahweh. The most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh is the only way to access the true and living God, the Most High, Yahweh. And the only way we can access Yahweh is through our diligent study. 2 Timothy 2:15, studying to show ourselves approved unto Yahweh, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing this word of truth. This is what day it is. It is time for us to turn from our wicked ways and indeed turn away from the wicked society that we support. Our slavery in this country has built all these oppressive systems that oppressed us. We have built it, we have maintained it, and we have funded it. It's time for us to take our funding away. It's time to take our labor and our intellectual prowess away from this system. And it's time to pool those resources together with each other. Time to reconnect to our parts. We're no longer the valley of dry bones. Our bones have come together. The sinew, the flesh, the muscle has begun to come on us. The flesh is coming on us to the point to where we're standing up now. We are resurrected people. We know who we are. Now, the question is, what will we do with this information? Will we be a hearer of the word and not a doer of the word? And we know how the scriptures say you deceive yourself when you hear the word, but not be a doer of the word. It's time for us to do the words of the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh. Yahweh came in the flesh and delivered us from our grave of ignorance, resurrected us himself just like he promised he would. And now it's time for us to do our job in dressing and keeping the earth, which is the first commandment ever given to man, to dress and keep the earth. And the Lord Yahweh took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. Genesis 2:15. It's time for us to make this earth perfect. And the way to do that is by making yourself perfect first. You can't make anything else perfect if you're not perfect. So our studies is to perfect ourselves. Then the perfect, perfected selves come together with our bigger selves and become the body of Yahweh ben Yahweh. He is the head. And he gave us all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we need to stand up as his body and render this earth into perfection. Family, today is the day that we fulfill our destiny that was given to us over 6,000 years ago. Today is the day we fulfill that. Yes, we must protect and respect the earth. We must protect and respect and build our own communities, not communities that somebody else built to keep us in servitude. That's the kind of communities we live in today. That's the kind of neighborhoods we live in today. We even dropped the neighbor off of it because it's just a hood. And hood is something negative in the common vernacular. You live in the hood, you are a hoodlum, root word of hoodlum. You know how it goes. But it's time for us to take those desolate waste places called the hood, called the ghetto, and because we reside there, clean it up. Be perfect in your neighborhood and show forth the perfection of Yahweh. Any structures that you have, we have to do them like Yahweh Ben Yahweh taught us to do our structures when he had structures here on the planet. He gave us an example, a living example of how we're supposed to maintain our dwelling places and our real estate holdings, and everything that we do is to perfection. Be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. That's a commandment that was given to us. And we was demonstrated that by the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. He demonstrated in the flesh how to be perfect. And he is a example for us today to perfect ourselves. And there's a whole lot of aspects of perfection that we have to work. We have to love each other with a perfect love. We have to work together perfectly. We have to pool our resources and cooperate perfectly. That's how we rebuild the nation of Israel that the scripture, the new covenant, is talking about. The scriptures about the new covenant is talking about that reunited Israel. So implicit in that statement means that we had to be scattered and separated from each other. That's what we were scattered and separated with, from each other. We can live in the same community and not even know each other's name. We can be literally neighbors next door and not know each other in this day and age. That's how Satan runs his planet. That's how he have deceived and brought us down to a downtrodden people to where we have no strength. We're the strongest people on the planet, physically, mentally, and spiritually. We're the strongest people on this planet. But we cannot do anything collectively because we have no unity. We can't work together. We can't trust one another. We trust anybody, all other groups of people who we know do us wrong. We trust them before we trust each other. We trust lying devils on TV that makes billions of dollars off of selling you something before we trust a man who say, I tried it and it's crap. Don't touch that because it's bad for you. If he looked like us, we won't believe him. And he tried it. But we'll believe the man who's making billions of dollars off of it because his marketing campaign have a few dancers in it and they singing a little song and we like that song. We like those dances. I'm gonna buy that product, even though our brother told us that the product is dangerous and inferior. Yes, family, we have a lot of work to do, but the main work that you have to do, and the majority of the work that you have to do, is on yourself. You got to get that EL back in self. Got to get that God back in you. You have to walk around on the planet knowing that you are God. You are God's biology. His genes and chromosomes are moving throughout you, are keeping you alive. And it's up to us to utilize our power of mind, our power of spirit, our spiritual power, and our unity. Because when we come together, there's nothing that we imagine to do that we can't do. Right after slavery, we built cities. Today, it's almost an abstract concept for one person that grew up in the ghetto to grow up to go and build a city. It's just, you can't even conceive the thought. We did it right after slavery without nothing, without no formal education, without college, without loans, without money. We built communities and built cities. Some of those black cities are still here today. The reason that they didn't prosper is because Yahweh wasn't there. The people did not have Yahweh. So imagine now that we have Yahweh when we endeavor to build cities. I declare to you that I am one of the sons of Yahweh that will build cities. I will connect with the other dry bones and the other conscious children of Yahweh, the other royal priesthood, and we shall pool our talents, we shall pool our resources, we shall pool everything that Yahweh has blessed with us to build a city, to build a nation, to build and render this entire planet into perfection. Family, that's my time for tonight. I hope you enjoyed some of the words that I said. I hope you got something out of it. But the main thing that I pray to Yahweh is that you be a doer of the word and not a hearer only. Praise Yahweh. Thank you. That concludes my teaching for this Feast of Weeks, solar year 6026, in the place where Yahweh chose to place his name. Yahweh chose to place his name in us. Praise Yahweh. Thank you for listening.
Shalom and good day, everyone. I would like to bear witness to you today that Yahweh being Yahweh is God in the flesh as the Son of God, Yahweh. I bear witness to you that Yahweh being Yahweh is the Messiah of the Holy Bible. I bear witness to you that Yahweh being Yahweh is the great light and Savior of the world. He is the wisdom of the world. He is the developer of Israel and thus a sustainer of all life. Yahweh being Yahweh comes as the roaring lion, putting the fear of God Yahweh into our enemies. I bear witness to you that there is none like unto the mighty God, Yahweh being Yahweh. He is righteous and terrible. He is peaceful and destructive. He is perfect in understanding and perfect in complexities. He is the freer of the captives and constrains the captor. He bringeth the rain and manifests drought. He is meek and high-minded. He openeth the eyes of the blind and conceals from the haughty. I bear witness to you today that Yahweh being Yahweh is here in me and you as the conqueror to guide us into eternal victory. Praise Yahweh!
I'm building my kingdom with you who voluntarily receive me. Behold, I stand at your door and I knock. Some of you are sitting back in there, got your door all locked up, hollering out, who is it? I don't mind telling you, Yahweh been Yahweh. And I'm calling out and saying, there's a terrible storm, it's a severe storm headed your way. And it's called the fall of Satan. And this is the time of Jacob's trouble. When they start putting me on TV now, boy, you'll know it's the end. I'm serious. I mean, you'll know the devil has capitulated to my sovereignty. When he start putting me on now, I mean, I'm unrelenting in my faithful witnessing to Yahweh. I do not address a devil's question about a devil. I just witness Yahweh. That's all I do. And in verse 7, the only one who talked to Satan is Yahweh. That's me. Why? Because my sheep, my sons, don't know who Satan is. He looked just like you. I mean, he's your same color. He wears a robe. He jumps up and down and hollers and screams. Sometimes they holler Yahweh louder than anybody else. It's the truth. I mean, then you look around and you don't see the nigga. If you ever zeroed in on the nigga, then you'll say, wonder what happened to him. That brother, you see, he never was your brother if you were righteous. Now, if you are an unholy person, you're asking truly about your brother. That's the truth. Where is my brother? If he's unholy, you just ranked yourself with me. I said, you can't sleep and hide and slip around here anymore. You just ranked yourself. Boy. Back to Revelation 21. I'm going to a point. Talking about this great city in verse 10, Holy Jerusalem descending out of heaven from Yahweh. In verse 11, it has the glory of Yahweh and a light that's just unlike any other light. It's like a jasper stone. And the light of this great city is like clear as crystal. These are things that you don't understand the mystery of. You read it, but you don't understand the mystery of this. Oh, I know you don't. You can claim you do. See, anybody who understands this will never leave it and will go through whatever test to get into it. I mean, who would ever leave a great city, a holy city, directly from the God of heaven, Yahweh, and have good sense? But it's clear as a crystal, and a wall great and high. 12 gates. And at the gates, 12 angels. And names written there on those 12 gates, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Now, you know it can't be the Jews, because they don't claim no tribe. They just Israelis. Of course, we know all about where they come from. We know exactly who they are. I mean, we got that down to the T. And since I'm here, they don't even fool with me talking about it, because see, I'll say Kazah in a minute. Kazah, you know. I'll say Sephardim in a minute. You know, that'll square them right on out. Right on back off into silence. Yeah. I sure know. I'm here to tell you that the so-called black man of America is one of these 12 tribes. And all 12 tribes are black. I mean, it's not that black's the issue, it's just that's the way it is. You understand the mystery? You know, I'm not pushing black supremacy, I'm just pushing supremacy. You know, that's what I believe in. I am supreme. Now, just the fact that I'm not white, that's tough, you know, see? That's too bad for them. Because see, I told them in the court, they asked me that question, and I said, yes, I'm supreme over everybody, all of y'all collectively together. Your mind can't come up to mine. You got that right. That's the record. It's a matter of the record on the federal court for the government. When I testified, they said, well, I understand that you are a genius. I said, no. No, I'm not a genius. They said, oh yeah, right, you are the Jesus. I said, no, that's right. I am the genius. Right. They just wanted to have it in the record. Because, see, there was no argument about it. The one that asked me the question was supposed to be my opponents. And they're the ones that got all this good stuff in the record. Because I was testifying to reality. I'm not AG, I am the genius. You got that right. Y'all are right now. I have mind power over every brain collective on the planet. You want a clear-cut logical proof right now? I can give you logical proof that my mind is superior to all minds combined. See, all the minds combined have been unable to bring peace on the earth. And I'm here bringing peace. I've established peace in Yahweh University, and I have peace in my kingdom. I said, the United Nations, where all the nations sitting down in New York, can't bring peace. And they have all the weapons formed by the hands of man, and use them too, and cannot bring peace. I've taken all weapons from us and established peace. Now, I still have a little one or two that mumble, but they mumble under their breath. You know, it's a cool mumble. Because, see, if you mumble, you're not satisfied. So I'm going to put you out of here. That's all. Hey, you don't have to stay here and be unhappy. You don't be telling no lie about you get in, can't get out. It's can you get in? See, that's the real question. It really is the question. Can you get in here? And then once you get in, see, your problem has just begun. Yeah, can you stay in here? Yes. And see, all the good that you've done up until today, it's not enough. I've come to bear witness on the earth, inviting all good people. Come, follow me. All I'm going to teach you is how to be good. It's one thing you've never learned in your life, how to be holy. Now, in Matthew 5:48, let's turn to that. Read.
Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father, which is in heaven, is perfect.
See, the word didn't say try to be. It didn't say you ought to be. It didn't say there are excuses you could make for not being. Now here we are asked to be something that we've never been taught how to be. No school you have ever attended teaches you how to qualify to be with your Father, which is in heaven. No school you've attended in all of your life has taught you and qualified you to enter this great city, Holy Jerusalem, that is to descend out of heaven, owned by Yahweh, given to you from Yahweh himself. And notice the Arab's name is not written in heaven. Only 12 names get that honor.
Know and rest your mind assured. Our eyes have seen his works before, and until my last days, 'tis Yahweh I will praise. Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh, Brother Yirmiyahu. I think we listened to a most profound class by the Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh, and a very profound class by our brother, Dr. Lou.
Yes, sir. And Dr. Lou is gonna come on and give us just some thoughts. So let's have Dr. Lou come on and just give us some afterthoughts.
Okay, great.
Praise Yahweh. I certainly like to thank the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh for this message. First, he starts out with reiterating the point that we must know, we must embrace, we must demonstrate who we are. We are the children of Yahweh. We have an inheritance. We inherit what our Father owns. Our Father owns the earth, and we inherit it. He raised us up to dress and to keep it clean, to keep it safe, to keep it moving like it's supposed to move. It's our job to rule and govern this earth. That's what Yahweh Ben Yahweh came and he articulated today, as far as we don't know our Father, so we don't know our inheritance. We don't know that we inherit the earth, that we own the earth. We think the other man owned it, who sells it to everybody, who took it from whomever was living there. He just kicked them off the land and took the land and says he owned it. Now he carves it up and sell parts of it back to you and back to the people who he stole it from. But because we don't know who we are, our true culture, our true language, our true place of origin, our true Father in heaven, then we can't make no claim to any land. We can't make any claim to anything because we just don't know. We have suffering from amnesia, he said. That's the term. We're suffering from amnesia. And until we get over that amnesia, we won't know where we belong. We try to be parts of all other people. We try to be parts of all kinds of things. But we never embrace ourself, our true self. And that's what time it is. It's time for us to embrace our true self and gain our inheritance and take the inheritance and rule. Family, it is truly time for us to wake up and rule. And ruling doesn't mean that we get to tell everybody what to do. Ruling means that we set the example for the entire earth. Praise Yahweh. And also, when we take our rightful place, Yahweh has built a city. This is not a city built by the hands of man. This is a city that Yahweh built. Imagine the technology in our city, because we inherit that city. That city is already up on high, as he said, and it's coming down to us to where we can perceive it and we can live there. He said a whole lot of folks don't want to live there because you have to leave all that unrighteous baggage, all that wickedness, all that strife and envy and all the negative things of Satan in this world. We have to leave it behind to live in our city prepared for us by the Most High, Yahweh. I just like to thank Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh, for giving us this message and teaching us all of these things that is essential for us to be us being alive this day. Praise Yahweh. I thank you for listening to my presentation, and I thank you for listening to the King. And now I will turn it back over to our host. Praise Yahweh.
Brother Levon.
Yes, sir.
I had to go and find the audience, right? And then after that, I had to grab me some water. So that's what happened. But praise Yahweh. We want to thank Yahweh for his son delivering such a powerful message tonight. And
Yes.
of course, our Father come with it, all the time. We can't say enough about our Father. He do what
Step
he
into the step. Don't miss a beat.
Yes, sir, indeed. So it was a lot of information shared tonight, brother. And I know we get into the part of the program that we all get to participate in, and that's the giving of our tithes, donations, and offerings. I do want to display real quickly. Let me see if I can get it up on my screen here. But talk to me, brother.
Well, I tell you this, the whole purpose of giving is, again, we're working towards the development and the building of the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yud-Hey Wav-Hey. And one thing to understand, when you give, you allow us to have the funds by which we need in order to get the things that we have to get for our building. We're working not just simply for us, we're working for you. We're working in behalf of our Father Yahweh ben Yahweh. Yahweh ben Yahweh set it up for us in the beginning, and he showed us, he demonstrated to us how to do it. And he laid it down upon the tracing board for the use of the workmen. Now, all we have to do is simply repeat the work that we saw him do. That's all we have to do. It's just that simple. It's not hard, my brothers and sisters. All we have to do is repeat what Yahweh ben Yahweh showed us. And he said, greater works ye will do. Not equal works. He said, we will do a greater work. So again, this is why we ask for donations, to aid in building what Yahweh ben Yahweh wants us to have. We're going to have our own property. We're going to have our own land. We're going to have our own researchers. We're going to have our own developers. Come on, we're going to have our own manufacturing plants. We're going to have our own everything that sustains a nation. We will have. Yahweh ben Yahweh is setting the tone for all that we need. When I look up the word perfect, perfect means wanting nothing necessary to completeness. We will want for nothing that's necessary for us to be complete. You allowed to aid us in accomplishing that which is necessary for us to be complete. We are the dry bones spoken of in Ezekiel chapter 37. And it's time for these dry bones to get together, start coming together. Bone is bone. Yeah, we have to come together and pull our resources together. That's what it's about. It's about that donating. Like I heard some reach down. If it don't hurt, you're not donating enough. You're not donating enough. You have to donate. You have to give, because giving to Yahweh is giving to you. This is our
Yahweh,
strategy.
Yahweh said something. He told us a while back, how do you tear down Satan's kingdom? By building Yahweh's kingdom up. So we have to contribute towards building Yahweh's kingdom up. And tonight the teaching priest, he talked about the first fruits. He talked about entering into that door. How Yahweh is that door, that mindset that we have to take on. There was a lot of powerful information that was shared from the teaching priest tonight. And one of the scriptures that jumped out to me as he was speaking and sharing information, he was bringing it home to us. In I John 3:2, it said, "Behold, are we the now we are." Uh-oh, I think somebody calling me. Okay. Praise Yahweh. Maybe that's Yahweh on the speed dial. Hold on now. But it said first in I John 3:2, it said, "Behold, now we are the sons of Yahweh, and it does not yet appear what we should be, but we know that when he shall appear, we should be like him, for we shall see him as he is." Ain't that powerful, brother?
Praise Yahweh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That means we have to walk in the stead of Yahweh, and Yahweh been Yahweh.
Yes, sir. And see, when the nations see us, they have to see us faithfully representing the name Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh.
Indeed.
This is how we show forth the fact that we've been raised. When they see Yahweh ben Yahweh in the way you eat, when they see Yahweh ben Yahweh in the way you conduct business, when they see Yahweh ben Yahweh in the way you live your life, when they see Yahweh ben Yahweh in the way you speak, it's all about allowing Yahweh ben Yahweh to manifest himself in you.
That light.
That light,
Yahweh.
yes, sir.
We have to show forth that light in
That
everything.
light is so important.
Indeed.
So important.
All right,
know,
so we have on the screen how you can contribute to the building fund, how you can go ahead and send in your offerings, your donations, your tithes. We have it on the screen. You can cash out. You see the cash app information there. If you have PayPal, you see the PayPal information there. If you want to make a pledge, you can also text to the number that you see on the screen, 504-386-4579. You can text to that number there if you want to make a pledge. And hey, man, y'all been doing a great job on our chat line, just chiming in. We chime in and give your pledge there. But make sure now, it's one thing to give a pledge now, it's another thing to make sure you follow up with that commitment now.
yeah, that's very important.
we love pledges now, but now when somebody, when somebody call that number now, just make sure you pick up. Make sure that pledge is fulfilled.
Well, see,
Praise Yahweh.
Jeremiah, that's all of part of being righteous, man.
That's it.
Righteous man, I don't have to run behind you to make sure you fulfill your pledge.
Right.
And the righteous man, you run behind me to make sure your pledge is fulfilled.
Right.
That's righteousness.
Hey,
Right.
shalom, brothers.
Shalom, sis, shalom. I praise y'all. I was about to get round to you. Are we
Yes,
coming in?
I don't know who started the pledges off tonight yet, but I want to start a pledge off from
Yes,
from the
ma'am.
Miami area
Okay.
because I really enjoy what we're doing. I enjoyed the movement that we're doing, and I just want to continue. I just want Yahweh to continue to bless us. So I'm going to start the pledge off with $300.
Oh, praise Yahweh. No, that's wonderful, sis. Praise Yahweh. And hopefully somebody can come right behind that. And sis, while you're on, make sure you kind of stay on. I want you to be able to monitor. I'm gonna come back to you. If you see anyone coming in through the chat, any information we have, anybody contributing, we want to shout them out. So hang around with us. Is that okay? Can you hang around with us, sis?
Yes, of course.
Praise Yahweh. I love that spirit and that zeal. Yes, indeed.
All
Well,
right.
brother, you know what? I believe I think I have a performance. Let's go to a quick performance. Let's see what we have, and then we're gonna come back. But make sure that y'all get this and screenshot it. Take a picture of it. Make sure that you got the information here. When we come back, we're gonna look at any pledges that may have come in, and we want to make sure we shout you out. Praise Yahweh. While I'm waiting on that, I'm just gonna play have a little challenge.
highest height, the greatest good, the warmest love, most understood. Apply this law for.
Praise Yahweh. That was Levon, the sax man extraordinaire. Okay. Feel like getting no footage here. All right, so
You
we
know,
go
so funny.
back to that, brother.
You know, Jeremiah, I said to myself, right before the song came on, I said, man, I'm gonna go and get my sax and start playing on the horn. Next thing you know, I hear the song. Like, boy.
Ain't that something? Yes, sir. For whatever reason, I can't get the performance up tonight, but we gonna get it fixed. We're gonna get it ironed out, y'all. You know, so we got a couple of nights with y'all. They didn't gave us the mic. I don't know why they gave us the mic. They didn't give us.
Hey, Yirmiyahu, I see Brother Seth hand is being raised.
Uh-oh. Let's see what's going on. All right. Get to let's see, brother. Let's see here. Okay.
You see it?
All right, brother. We're asking you to unmute. Come right on in, brother. Uh-oh.
Brother Seth?
He came in and it went out. Try it again.
Praise Yahweh.
Hey, praise Yahweh. Happy feast
for sending,
brother.
for sending Yahweh ben Yahweh.
Yes,
Truly,
sir.
for a long time, Israel has been without a teaching priest and without law. And it's a blessing to see the brothers and the sisters be coming together and be making this happen. And it's all about wherever your heart is, there's where your treasure is also.
Sir.
So it's all about putting your money where your mouth is. and I'm getting ready to donate $200 to the nation
All
of
right.
Yahweh.
Yes, sir. Indeed. Praise
And
God.
let's keep doing this continuously. Reaching out to our brothers and sisters, mouth to ear, on Zoom, Facebook, however we need to reach out to
Yes,
our
sir.
people. Because the word said we shall overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of the testimony of our mouth.
Yes, sir.
So it's all about giving that testimony. We all have a testimony to give. So, and it's all about showing that love one to another. That's the greatest commandment of all the law. That trumps everything of the law. That love.
Yes,
It's
sir.
all about love. All right, shalom, my brothers. I appreciate you and
Hey, shalom,
looking
brother.
forward
Appreciate
towards
you.
that donation.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. Thank you, sir.
All right, brother
Yeah,
Levon.
look like we got $2 being donated by Cody Marshall.
Oh, well,
Praise
praise
Yahweh.
Yahweh. we, you know, we love the consistency and the commitment that our family have. You know, that's very important. It's just it's about the consistency and the commitment that you have. You know, that's what's gonna build our nation. See, every month we have to pay a bill, right? We have to pay bill.
Yes, sir.
And it comes around about the same time every month, right, brother?
Yes, he does.
And they're gonna want it every month, you know. And when you get your check, that check, you know, there's a category in there called tax, and it's gonna come out every time. So that
Yep.
consistency of us giving to build the kingdom of Yahweh is much needed. You know, we got to have that same commitment. And see, they set their systems up. Guess what? We're gonna set our system up. Yahweh already set the system up. He established, you know, pay Yahweh, pay yourself. You know, there's no other way around that.
None.
If you pay Yahweh and pay yourself, tell me you can't be rich. Yahweh brought us from poverty to riches. Come on, man.
Yes,
Talk
sir,
to
he
me, brother.
did. You know what, Jeremiah, we got another pledge here from Sister Shifra of $50.
Well, praise Yahweh. And this sister out of Palm Beach, Florida, ain't it? Praise Yahweh. You know, that's what we need. That's what I'm talking about. You know, we have to have more of this here. See, this is the Feast of Weeks, y'all. This is where we come together as the nation of Yahweh, you know, to learn about our true history, our culture, who we are as a people. But it's also for us to become one as a people, so that now we can share that love unto the world. You know, Yahweh came unto us. I think it was shared the other night. I shared it in one of my presentations, and Yahweh gave him the glory, and he turned right around and gave the glory to us. Ain't that something? Now, that's some powerful stuff, man. But you have to take into consideration that you have the glory. And see, one of the other things I talked about was that divine, you know, duty. See, now you have a divine duty. See, when he gave you that, you got a divine duty. See, you can't talk like you used to talk, Brother Levon. You can't walk like you used to walk. See, there's
Yes.
a different type of talk you have to have now. See, when
Yes,
it talks about the tongue, like when it says you be speaking in many tongues, you see, they go off the wall with that crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? We know what he's talking about.
Hey,
You know?
what they talking about is gibberish.
Right.
They tell you no, you know, nobody don't understand it, but God understand it.
What God?
I'm like,
What God?
oh my goodness. Do you understand what gibberish is?
I'm telling you, my goodness.
And you know, when the Bible talked about us speaking in tongues, that was Hebrew.
Tell me about
We
it.
speaking in tongues, it's the language of God,
That's what it is. It's the
the
language.
God of the Hebrews.
That's it. That's it. We ain't
And
got no
it's
more.
foreign to us because it's a tongue that we have not recognized for over 400 years. We've been disassociated from our true tongue.
That's right. Indeed, my
Our
brother.
tongue ain't English. It's not Spanish, not French, not Portuguese. Our tongue is Hebrew.
Hebrew. That's it, brother.
Yahweh. Yahweh ben Yahweh came as the spirit of truth to give it all back to us.
That's it.
Our
He
true tongue, our
laid
true
down
nationality,
his
our true
life.
culture, our true history. Yahweh ben Yahweh came to give us the truth. And only in Yahweh ben Yahweh has the correct knowledge of God Yahweh being given to us as the people. The correct knowledge. Everything.
And I think our brother Seth want to come back in. Let's see if because he got his hand up. Let's see. Brother Seth, you trying to come back in? I think you can unmute yourself now. Matter of fact, let me do this here.
I guess his hand must have still been raised. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but praise Yahweh. Family is still open. We're at that time where we all get to participate and giving our tithes, donations, and offerings. And we also want to take into consideration that we're nation building at the same time. You know, this is where, you know, right now, because we're having the feast online, it's the best time to contribute, you know, because if we was, let's say we was on live feast, you know, we'll be paying for maybe a rental car or something, you know what I'm saying? Contribute those funds right now. Let's say we was paying for a hotel. Guess what? Contribute some of those funds right now.
Paying for gas.
Paying for gas. Contribute some of those funds right now. We should all be able to contribute something. You know, we at the Feast of Wheat. Y'all been always said you don't come to not one feast empty-handed. You know, you got to come giving something, you know, and even if you you want to give it all at once, sometimes, you know, people give a lump sum at one time, Brother LeBron. I don't have a problem with that. But you're supposed to give consistently. You want to give consistently. That's how we build a nation. That's how we establish ourselves as a powerful nation as we continue to have funds coming into our nation. And right now is the time that we have to get that and put that in place. All right, so what we got here?
Yahweh be Yahweh taught us a feast is made for laughter and wine maketh merry. But
That's
money answers all things.
That's
So
it.
we Yahweh ben Yahweh is blessing us with the ability to give the people of the world the correct answers. The people are asking. They're asking, they're probing, they're trying to find out. You can tell by the internet, people are looking, they're searching. Well, we are the people to give them this truth.
That's it. That's it.
Help us help our people find the truth. We're looking for all good people, regardless of race, creed, color, religion. We're looking for good people.
That's it.
See, that's powerful. See, a lot of people thought we were about black supremacy. No, we're not about black supremacy. Yahweh is not supreme because he's black. We're about supremacy.
That's it.
Yahweh is just simply supreme.
That's it, brother.
So
That is
yeah, you know, so well, again, you know, aid us to do what we need to do so that we can find our lost brothers and sisters who are searching for the truth. We have to write the book. We have to write the book. You're not a Jamaican. We have to write the book. You're not a Spaniard. You're not a German. You're not a Roman. Or you're not a Frenchman. We have to write the book.
We sure do. Well, I think we got one. We may have one coming on. Let's see if we can get this one on, brother.
Yes, sir.
Praise Yahweh.
How about that, brothers and sisters? Great, great.
No, that was that's Brother Levon, you remember that?
Yes, sir. I remember it vividly.
See, that's the Orlando days. You know, see
Yes, sir, that truly was.
hey, that's a whole performance. You know, you in that whole performance. We're gonna play a lot more of that now. You know, they did a concert during that time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But this last go round, we want to make sure that everyone know how to go ahead and make that contribution. But we got to get ready to close out, brother. Tomorrow night, though, as we get ready to close out, tomorrow night we have a dynamic brother, teaching priest that's gonna be coming up. This brother here, you know, he's known in Palm Beach County. You know, I think he.
Jeremiah, before you announce that, I think Sister Rebecca out of Miami, Florida, she donated $150.
Oh, praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh, sir.
I just had to interrupt you there for a minute, brother.
No, we want to recognize our family, man. I mean, you know, we talk about all our parts, man, and you know, us being able to contribute, man, to what we got, what we have going on to keep these things going on, man. It's very important that we do so. So praise Yahweh, total to everyone that made a contribution tonight. Small to large, whatever it was, we praise Yahweh for you. We pray to Yahweh that He continues to bless you so that you will be able to contribute those funds to the nation. So praise Yahweh and Toda for that. Do we have anybody else coming in, chiming in? Sister Ziva, you still on? We have anybody else?
No, I don't see anybody else so
All right,
far.
well, praise Yahweh. We're going to get ready to close out, family. You know, it's always a joy and a pleasure, a privilege to be able to share information. I want to say thank you to our teaching priest for tonight, and always giving praises to the most honorable Yahweh for always sharing with us the knowledge that we need in order to continue to do what we do as a people. And just to go back, we do not miss tomorrow night because we have a dynamic speaker that's coming on tomorrow night. His name is Amon Yisrael Ben Yahweh, and he will be bringing a powerful message tomorrow night. So make sure that you tune in tomorrow night, same time, same place. We want to see your faces in the place, and we want to hear your voice, and we just want to see your name on the screen. You know, so make sure that you tune in, you chime in, and prayerfully and pray for me to make sure that I have our technology right for tomorrow night. I was sent I'm thinking of the presentations, and I want to make sure that our family is seen and heard. You know, because the knowledge of Yahweh, we see that we are filled with the knowledge of Yahweh. The spirit of Yahweh is in us. So
Yes,
this
sir.
information and knowledge need to be shared with the world. So we want to pray that that information can be shared with the world. So by all means, pray for me. Make sure that I can be able to do what I need to do on my end. That Yahweh blesses me in my hands to
Yes,
do
sir.
what needs to be done.
Praise Yahweh.
And brother Levon, you gonna come back tomorrow night and hang out with me?
I sure will, brother.
Well, praise Yahweh. I
Praise
believe I have Samuel back tomorrow night, but but hey, you always welcome, my brother.
Yes,
But
sir.
at this
Praise
time,
Yahweh.
can you do us the honors of closing us out in prayer?
I surely will. Family, let us all face the east for prayer. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim. Yikardei Shemeaka. Tavo Makuteaka. Yea Serizanka. Kiva Shemayim came Baaretz. Et Lechem Kukenu. Tain Lanu Hayom. Uslak Lanu. Al Katienu. Kimosha Soul King. Gamanaknu. Lakotem Lanu. Ve'al Tevienu. Ladeni Sayon, Kim Ka Senu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Gibara, Vehatif Eret, Leolame, Olamin Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. Shalom Aleichem, family.
Shalom Aleichem.
Yeah, yeah. Ascended angels. Yeah.
At the Feast of Weeks,
We at the Feast of Weeks. Come on, come on.
at the Feast of
The
Harvest,
Feast of Harvest, the Feast of Reaping.
first fruits for Yahweh, first fruits for Yahweh, first fruits for Yahweh, 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 Yahweh.
Don't let thy hands be empty. Give unto the Lord plenty. 3 times a year shall all the males of
Praise
Israel
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yo.
Yahweh, Yahweh.
Yeah.
We stand here before you, giving Yahweh the glory. It's all for you. My Lord is true. He's here today. He's here to stay.
At the Feast of Weeks,
We at the Feast of Weeks. Come on, come on.
at the Feast of Harvest,
Feast of Harvest, the Feast of Reaping.
first fruits for Yahweh, first fruits for Yahweh, first fruits for Yahweh, 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 Yahweh.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's celebrate his name. Jump, shout, proclaim. Yahweh is here. Our minds are clear. So don't you worry. There is no hurry. Yahweh will be here. So you don't have to fear. Yahweh's not going nowhere. When you call, he'll always be there.
At the Feast of Weeks,
We at the Feast of Weeks. Come on, come on.
at the Feast of Harvest,
Feast of Harvest. Yahweh, Yahweh.
first fruits for Yahweh, first fruits for Yahweh, first fruits for Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh,
Yeah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh is true love, sent from the heavens above. Gave the ultimate sacrifice, laid down and gave his life for you and me. Yahweh is here. Come on, my people. Our time is right now. Our time is here. He made it clear for you and me. We all are here.
At the Feast of Weeks,
We at the Feast of Weeks. Come on, come on.
at the Feast of Harvest,
Feast of Harvest. Reaping.
first fruits for Yahweh, first fruits for Yahweh, first fruits for Yahweh, 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 Yahweh.
Yeah.
Look, it's so obvious what happens when we show trust. We all are here to sing and cheer.
Come on.
Look at what we have now. We stand up and take our crowns. Can't let this go again. And let Satan be the man. Our time is now, and he will bow.
Yeah.
At the Feast of Weeks,
We at the Feast of Weeks. Come on, come on.
at the Feast of Harvest,
Feast of Harvest. Yahweh, Yahweh.
first fruits for Yahweh, 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 Yahweh,
We at the
Yahweh.
Feast of Weeks.
Yahweh.
Feast of Weeks.
Yahweh.
Everybody know we at the